Hi, I am Gideon, and I've been in the world of IT and active in IT since about 1987 when I started doing my first job in IT. And through the years, have done various things in various capacities, but my real passion has been around ensuring that the business of IT functions well. And as part of that journey, one of the things that I have done and which I have spent a lot of time mastering, understanding, is what in the ITIL world they call the configuration management database or configuration management system. And it has various other names. Some people call it a catalog of technology or catalog of objects or a catalog of whatever the case might be. So, to prevent confusion, I'm not going to call it by all the other names that people use for this, but I will refer to it as a configuration management database and a very closely associated term to that, a configuration management system. Now, configuration management database is effectively a database or series of databases that contains technology information with the relationships and other layers that it's connecting to, like for instance, business services. Whereas a configuration management system would be the system that contains configuration management databases or pieces of configuration management databases, plus all the utilities and tools that's utilized in order to be able to build them, to maintain them, to keep sanity of the data, and to ensure that you have a cohesive system that's living in the middle. For this series of videos, I will be using ServiceNow. And my reason for using ServiceNow is not to market them, but is really because I know ServiceNow pretty well. I've been working with ServiceNow for several years, and I have built multiple configuration management databases for customers utilizing ServiceNow's integration capability and third party integrations and creating nice, clean, sane databases at the end of the day. So that's why I'm using it. I also want to look at the product of the company that I'm working with, which is OnePain. And OnePain's use case is quite different from what ServiceNow's use case is. But to explain how we are utilizing a configuration management system in order to be able to drive cloud compliance and in order to be able to specifically look at cloud use cases. So ServiceNow is a product which has been released, I think, back in 2006 or something like that. So it's quite mature. There's a very large user base of it, and there's good reasons why there's a large user base of it. But to me, the most interesting capability of ServiceNow is the use of the configuration management database to drive different processes. And those processes are like, for instance, your incident management process, your change management process to discover impact, your IT operations management processes, and being able to understand what the context is of an event that has taken place. So all these are different use cases which are really interesting. But the key capability of a configuration management database that's really interesting is, in fact, the fact that it becomes a reference model for the state of different things that you have in the IT world: computers, servers, cloud objects, all kinds of other stuff. Now, various platforms collect the information and make use of them in more useful ways or in less useful ways. So, and this is by no means an assessment of those. That's not what we want to do. But it is important to understand that in some cases, like for instance, cloud computing, the way that a traditional configuration management database contains information, collects information, and adds data to that is not necessarily optimal for instance, people who are doing DevOps or for people who are doing site engineering. The requirements of what they want to see in such a configuration management system would be slightly different than in the classical IT service management area. And I'll look at those aspects at a later stage once we have understood the basic principles of what a configuration management database is and how we can populate those. So look out for my series of videos, which I will be recording and will be releasing over the next few weeks or months, maybe, on how to build a good, strong, solid configuration management database using ServiceNow. And then also, we want to introduce you to what we are doing with OnePane to build a cloud configuration management database and a cloud operational system, which is running off the information that exists within that cloud configuration management database slash system. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to make contact with me via my email address, which I'll be putting down here in the bottom. Uh, you could also join my LinkedIn profile, which you can find down at the bottom there as well, down at the bottom over there somewhere. And then also, if you would want to see more of my content on YouTube, please let me know and subscribe to my channel, and so that we can keep contact and that we can keep on improving the content. Thanks a lot. All the best. Bye.